All right, Brent Porcio, TopVelocity.net. Excited to have another Top V testimonial, 90-plus testimonial today. Jadon Archuleta.
Yes, sir.
I did it right. All right, I kill names, man. All right, so pretty excited. Talk about when you first came to camp. So tell them why you first came to camp. Why did you reach out? Where were you in your career? And talk about that first camp.
So when this all started last fall, my dad did a lot of research on Top V, and he was just like, "Oh, it'd be super cool," but he was like, "You have to get a job to pay for it." And so I got a job. I was a busboy at Outback Steakhouse, and so that got me here. And I was only 168 pounds. I was very weak. I came here. I tested at 80 miles an hour. Wasn't very mobile. I couldn't touch my toes.
How old were you again?
I was 17 when I came to camp.
Okay.
And so I'm 18 now.
And so, but your dad does all the information, so you just kind of trusted him on it?
Yeah, I trust.
Well, because you invested.
He told me to research, and so I did a little bit of research, and I was like, oh, it's all healthy. It's all scientific based, and it made a lot of sense to me.
So then you committed, man. So was it hard to commit after that camp?
No. After the camp?
I mean, once you learned everything, was this a hard program to commit to?
No.
Why not?
No.
Most people it is, right?
No, it wasn't hard. You have to be successful, you have to buy into it.
Well, you knew that going into it, but you can see why it's a hard thing to commit to from most people's perspective, right?
Yeah, it's an intense program. It's hard. It's not. Sometimes it's not how it looks.
So you committed when you went home after the camp. Did you go right to work?
Yeah, right to work. I came like a week before Christmas. Went home. I did the camp that week of Christmas, and so I went on 2 months after that.
And then you were 2 months of training before you went to season?
Yes, sir.
And is that when you made your gain?
Yes, sir.
So really just 2 months of work?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
All 8 weeks of the program.
So you were hitting it pretty hard?
Yes, sir.
What improvements did you see really in those 2 months, like specific improvements?
Weight gain and weightlifting gain in the weight room. I mean, my max is... Well, my weight, I was 168 in camp, and then I went up to 200, and in terms of my weightlifting, my clean went from 180 to 250. My bench went from 165 to around 252, and then my squat jumped up almost 100 pounds from like 305 to 395.
That's huge, man. So I mean, it's because you really had never trained like that.
No, never.
So those are like a lot of big beginner gains for you.
Yes, sir.
And because you're kind of your second time through, and you're seeing it's harder your second time.
Yeah,
through.
it's way harder my second time through.
So nutritionally, you're obviously doing well to make that kind of weight gain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like, what was your focus nutritionally? You going at the Stevens nutritional program?
Yeah, every morning I'd make a super shake. Every morning I'd get up. Yeah.
Dang.
Well, at home every single morning I'd make a super shake before I went to school, and so I'd have one in the mornings. I'd make it huge. I'd have one in the mornings, and then I'd put one in my lunchbox because I packed a lunch for school, and then I'd drink it at lunch. And lunch was 2 hours before practice, so it kind of held off till after practice. So that was a plus on that. And eating a lot of meats and rices and vegetables. My dad was big on that, and so I was not as strict as I should be, but I mean it helped. It definitely helped. Yeah, nutrition wise.
And then talk about, so you talked about the lifting gains. You went, what's the hardest you've seen yourself throw?
91. I threw 91 in a game.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So 80 at the camp?
80 at the camp, and jumped up 2 months to 91.
That's amazing. So you're still trying to go
sir.
To 95. So
I'm trying to be 95.
Which you're in. I think you're going there. I think the second time around, if you're trying to see if you plateau. If you plateau, then you got to go up a level. You got to make some big changes. I don't know. You feel like maybe you're in a plateau at this point?
Yeah. Since I've been here, it's like my strength numbers I've still been skyrocketing. I mean, I'm getting stronger as I'm training here. I've been here for almost 2 months, but my ball velocity is kind of like plateauing right now, and I think maybe it's time to bump up a level.
Yeah, but also too, you're pretty beat down. You work really hard. This is a summer too that's hot.
Sir.
So, but you'll never, like I say, like you said, you saw your 91 in game. You're going to see your next jump in a game.
Yeah.
You're a guy who, like, when you're training, you're just beating yourself down so hard. It's hard to see, like, PRs when you're exhausted all the time. So, in with your throws, because your throws are speed measurements.
Yeah.
And if you're strong, you can be exhausted and still have good PRs with your strength. But when there's with these speed measurements, sometimes it's a harder thing to do if you're beat down to PR in a speed measurement. So that's why when you get into your preseason and you start to get fresh again, your lifting goes down and you start spending more time on the mound and syncing things up and things start timing better.
Yes, sir.
I know you're going to see those gains again. So,
yeah, I'm going to see.
I mean, I'm hoping you reach back out and then you're 93, maybe 95. I know you want 95, so that'd be huge. Any other things that you feel like improved significantly?
Mobility is huge. If you're not flexible and you're pumping 90s, I don't think that's healthy.
Yeah.
I think mobility was a huge thing for me. Before, when I was throwing 80s, last year, my junior year, I was having a bunch of arm pain, a bunch of bicep pain, and so really hitting mobility in my.
And talk about where mobility where.
In my hips and my lower half. I mean, once you open that up, it's just you go to new heights on the mound. It's my arm pain went away this year. I mean, I threw 3 complete games, and it's just the 7th inning. I was totally fine. Like my dad, he would always ask me, "Is your arm okay? Is your arm okay?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I can go more." Like 110 pitches in, I mean, I'm fine. Nothing would hurt.
So you saw strength gains, power gains.
Yes, sir.
You saw pretty much everything. Speed
Everything.
gains, and then mobility. What about mechanically? Any improvements mechanically that you really saw?
That I learned to drive off the mound. That's the biggest thing. When I was down there in the 80s, it was just like I'd lift up and I'd just be all arm. And so with this program, I just learned to use my body, get into torsion, and just drive off that mound. Even though my mechanics they're not anywhere near perfect, they got better. That's the point of this program, is getting better mechanically. And so
yeah, and that's what you're striving for. That's why you feel like there's more in the tank, because you know there's still things you could do a lot better.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. Well, anything you would like to say to those that are maybe learning from you, inspired by what you've done, that you want to tell them and how this works?
I'm small. I'm only 5'9". So if there's any small guys out there that don't think they can do it, you can do it. I mean, there's a lot of tall pitchers out there that pump gas. I mean, you can be little and pump gas too. You just have to put in the time and the effort and really study this. If Top Velocity, if it's something you want to do and something that you've researched, I mean, really look into it. Encourage your parents, and it's not impossible. I mean,
yeah, and expect the ups and downs, but just know that you set a goal and work for it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Well, that was awesome, dude. I'm excited to have you as a testimonial. Wait to hear about your new gains this year.
Yes, sir.